clarifies that we expect BIM as a prerequisite for the projects. And when it comes to BIM, I like to again discuss about. I think we have to mute every participant. When it comes to BIM, it has a long way to do with respect to the transformation. It's not about developing a model. It's not about just a coordination. It's not about generating a drawings from it. It has a lot to do. It's not just for a walkthrough. It has several benefits across the life cycle. I'll be discussing about what are these kind of things and how any company, today, when clients are mandating BIM, it is a need of an hour for transformation for each of the company. For example, client today says for our project, we need BIM as a prerequisite. Then the design company, the contractors, subcontractors, consulting, even the facility management team, everyone has to transform to deliver those projects. The way the transformation happened from handmade drawings to a CAD way of working, the same kind of trends are now for the transformation to BIM, digital twin, asset twin, these kind of things. And it's already there in the market today. And if we are not changing, then it becomes a challenging to be, to sustain in the market with good number of projects and business to go with. And I'll be discussing on these areas, what are the strategies for the transformation for the organization level, for a market level, and also for the project level. So when I say market level, it's about a country, India as a country, how can it transform? When I say meso, it's a company level, it's about a contractor or a design company or a consultant, how can they transform? Micro is more at a project level. When it comes to project, it's not a it's not one company which is delivering. You have partnering companies coming together for that particular project, which is a temporary endeavor. They have to work together to make sure the client feels it's a successful project, and also the team should feel it as a successful. So then all the organizations should be able to have the same kind of skills and competence areas to work together. And I will be discussing on all the three areas today on the current trends in the market. I am working with L&T for my bread and butter, and I'm passionate on BIM, so I cannot leave it to that level alone. So I'm working at a policy level, social connects, and participating in the events, and also for universities, R&D, and global connects on all these things, which is only on a passion level, nothing to do with other areas. If you like to connect with me, here is my WhatsApp number. Just WhatsApp me if you have any queries or anything to discuss on these areas. I'll be more happy to help you out to the level possible. With this, let me start the discussion. We are speaking about sustainable outcomes. I have seen the Karnik portal. It's focusing more on ecosystem, sustainability, green buildings, low cost housing, recyclable materials, this kind of areas, which is very interesting. But frankly speaking, things are not moving to that line what we see in the market today. I mean, to be frank, all are becoming concrete jungles, and there is no place for water to drain. So for example, just the Bangalore situation a few weeks ago, so drainage water, regular water, everything mixing up and messing up with people health. There are a lot of things which has to be made practical, just not into discussions. I think if you really like to join hands, please connect with me. So when it comes to sustainable outcomes, this is one of the slides from Cambridge University, and this is about the way the key 17 items are considered for a sustainable outcomes for any city. One is no poverty. I think we still have a lot of poverty in the country. Zero hunger, a lot of hunger in the country. Good health and well-being. I think this has been misused by the healthcare sector in the country. Quality of education. This has become a big business in the country, run by politicians. Gender equality. I rarely see that yet. Clean water and sanitation. It's very difficult to find clean water. So even me, I bring Bisleri waters here in my apartment. I don't get a clean water. Affordability and clean energy. I mean, there are some initiatives because there's a lot of business to go ahead with this. So things are coming up. Decent work and economic growth. India being a country which has the most young population between the age group of 25 to 40, This is the highest population in a given country when compared to the global market. So economic growth will obviously happen in a big way in next 10 to 20 years. Industry, innovation, and infrastructure. This is happening, and a lot of politics and business within it. And I don't think it's really towards strive for the construct Indian economy. Reduced inequalities. Still, there's a lot of inequalities. Sustainable cities and communities. There is only sustainability and green in the names, but there is no such cities and communities yet to see in the market. I'm searching for such cities in the country. Responsible consumption and production, I don't think. Climate action, I see the news recently from beyond that we are not participating in this climate action discussions in a big way. Life below water, we are damaging it in a big way. Life on land. People these days, people are getting frustrated to live in cities. Even me, I'm planning to shift to secondary cities, like Mysore, second level cities, which is closer to nature and less population. These are the situations. Peace, justice, and strong institutions. Where do we see that in the country today? Partnerships for the goals. This is lately happening with the right goals. So this, for any cities to be sustainable, and these are the key outcomes to focus on. And we have to, please rethink on each of these areas. Where are we? Are we just discussing having such series of workshops and someone speaks and someone go away and then just come back again in the next meetings and things? This is what is happening today in the market. And politicians come and speak and they go back. It's only about discussions, nothing in actions. So this is what, if you need to have a smart city, sustainable cities, and having a good ecosystem to have. But digitalization is playing some role to activate some of these areas, but it has to be driven further into each of these areas to track what is that happening. This is another slide about Digital Build Britain. It's again about the UK. One of the slides they have, they make wonderful slides. So I've just taken one slide from them. During design of any infrastructure or a building or a city, and then you build it, then you operate them, and then it's operated with an integration to happen between different things. It may be about the manufacturing, it's about the vehicles, it may be about the production, it's about the complete city activities. Now, digitalization, by linking the IoT, AI, machine learning, a lot of activities are happening. And when you have a digital asset of each of these facilities, you have a digital asset of all the hospitals by Ministry of Healthcare. CPWD have its all digital assets for the facilities which has been built. Airport authorities has its all airports, and individual private players have their digital assets. Then it's linked together can help you to manage the assets much efficiently. And this is where people are speaking about digital cities, digital smart cities and all of this, and which is something which is happening in a big way globally. And I think we are yet to go on those lines. And coming into the future city, to enable the kind of digitalization in the future cities, there are a few key areas where digitalization from the construction sector plays a major role. AI, which is developing in a very big way. Increased automation, even for the construction and operations. VR, virtual reality, mixed reality, augmented reality has a lot to do in the construction sector. Integrated planning, which is very much important today. What's happening in the major cities, you see the IT place where the people go for work is located somewhere on the other side of the city. People have to travel 1 to 1.5 hours minimum. To go 1 hour, come back 1 hour. There's a basic time which is required for any person to work in a city. Is this really growing in an integrated planning way? Urban planning not happening in a right way yet. Valued data, the data which has been generated in the project from the planning, design, construction, if it is not managed properly, it becomes so difficult for the next stakeholder in the supply chain to work out the things. Automated work sites is need of an hour today because you cannot ask for the site employees to do all the activities. It has to be automated to some level to increase the productivity. Digital twins is nothing but a replica of your real facility. It's so you can digitally access those facilities through the digital twin. And this has to be developed for each of the projects. Nowadays, most of the clients have started asking for a digital twin in their projects. Internet of Things is nothing but connecting your devices, facilities, devices in the facility with internet, so that you can monitor the equipment or any instrument through online and capture the data and use it for different kind of activities. So these are the areas which are very much keen and focused for a next upcoming smart cities. So well, the digital transformation, considering at a market level for us is like India, is not yet to the mark. And that's where we started focusing on setting up an NGO called India BIM Association way back in 2016. This I did when I was not in India. I was somewhere sitting in Taiwan, London, and these places, where I see roughly 50 countries have that kind of BIM forums and council focusing on digital transformation for their countries. We have currently 50 forums globally from 40 countries, which is completely focusing on in their regions. And we wanted to have one in our country. So this was 2016, and we have roughly 4,000 plus professionals connect based in 60 plus countries. And most of them are Indians, being in other countries who are upgraded and want to transform, and the companies within the country, tech vendors and service providers, contractors and supply chain, different players are part of this journey. And what we do here, we focus on developing the policies for the national digitalization. We focus on organizing events and partnering with other event organizers. Third, we focus on certifications and education. Fourth, it's about connecting the dots. Today someone need a project to be delivered. You need you don't know where are the people for different activities, so we connect the dots through the NGO. This key focus is mainly to transform the Indian AC sector and to be competitive enough in the global market. We do here, we are three process that is see. What is this technology for the BIM software, hardwares, and networks and digitalization? Process. These are the people who use these technologies for design, construction, operation, consultants, clients, all these people who use the technologies. Policy is about regulatory bodies, education institutions, research centers, and policymakers, these kind of people who develop the standards, regulate, provide education, skilled manpower. We know what all the people and we connect these dots. What is the smart city? Coming to this, when I get into the buildings. Okay, when you want to have smart city, the most important thing is to have smart buildings, infrastructures, and people, smart people. So this is the major requirement. When you say smart city, look at this scale. You have a mature way of designing and using smart cities, mature way of using smart cities, sophisticated way. So level 0, 1, 2, and 3. And when you say start from surveying, plan and design, then construction and operation, you have a different maturity levels. I will just give a brief understanding on this. When we say smart city, I mean, whatever it's a mature way or sophisticated way, people still call it as a smart city. They don't have a definition for defining the maturity levels. Here you can see that. When I say unmatured way of delivering smart cities, it's just about using the traditional theodolite and chain and total stations for surveying, using regular CAD drawings and sketches and paper maps, or CAD and digital maps, or for construction, using the traditional machinery, paper construction drawings, for operations, doing the facility management using just spreadsheets. This is a amateur of smart city plan, design, construct, and coming to matured way, you level 2, which is at least you have started using scanning tools, remote sensing things, RTK, underground infrastructures for surveying, using the CAD and BIM, GIS and 3D point clouds for the plan and design, using BIM GAs and machine control system for construction, and combining BIM and GAs for the operation. This is like matured way of managing the smart cities. Looking at the sophisticated way, which most of the developed countries are now working on, using LIDAR, mobile mapping technologies, drones, acoustic locating, GPR, all this for surveying. Plan and design, you will be using the digital twin. Digital twin is nothing but a combination of integrated BIM model, GIS, and Internet of Things. And using the reality capture, bidirectional, mixed reality, AR, VR, all these things in the plan and design activity. And during construction, you will be using additive construction robotics, prefab, modular construction, all of these areas. And for operation maintenance, your digital twin becomes a mandatory requirement, which is linked with the IoT devices for the smart facility management. You have a GNSS enabled smart sensors, big data analytics, and so on. So this is where we have to look in for delivering the smart cities. When I'm saying smart cities, again, even micro level, coming at a building and infrastructure level, all this should be out. But today, I think smart is just in the name, but it's not gone to the sophisticated way of delivering the projects. Looking into this slide, you get an understanding of the different 3D printing, drone, BIM, IoT, prefab, laser scan, construction automation. All of them are for digitalizing and easing the process of construction operations. So when I say BIM, you are developing a digital model of what you want to do. Before you used to do the CAD, now you're developing a BIM model of architecture, structure, MEP, interiors, fire protection, electrical arm systems, all of these, and you're combining them, doing the class detection, then using it for different types of analysis, time, cost planning, safety, procurement, logistics, and facility management, demolition, recycle. All of this you will do using the BIM model. Then you are using the BIM model to make the 3D printing. Then you are using the drones for collecting the site data. It may be for progress monitoring, quantification, and many other activities. Construction automation, by having such BIM models linked, you can, for example, you see the Hilti jobot here, used for doing the automated drilling for the MEP works, and crane automation, several such activities comes in. Laser scanners are used many of the times today for historical projects and for the projects which need refurbishment to capture the real situations, and also to develop a digital twin of a real asset which is already there and use it for maintenance. Prefab has become basic requirement today for most of the construction activities, no matter it's a building or infrastructure sector. IoT has become day-to-day activity in the smart cities and the buildings within your independent houses also. Today, looking into the BIM, just 1 second, the slide is getting. Video. Okay. So countries which has BIM adoption. This is just a sample list, what you can see. And these are the countries where the mandates have come for the BIM as a prerequisite from the clients. I mean, from the public clients and the major private clients. It started way back somewhere in Finland in 2007, then in 2008, 9, 8 in US. You can see 2014 to 20 in Canada, 2012 in Korea, Denmark, Hong Kong in 2014, Qatar 2017, Czech Republic, I don't know which year it's heading below this, Italy in 2019, Chile 2020, Brazil 2021 mandate, Peru 2022. In India, most of the public clients, at least 30 to 40% of the government clients started expecting BIM in their projects. Majorly from the pandemic situations, they have realized the importance of it. So there's a way forward, and if you are from any of these sectors, from design, contractor, consulting, subcontractors, I think you have something to learn to become part of this journey. It's not that everyone has to know how to do the model. It's not that everyone need to know how to coordinate for the model or time plan. They have a different skills and softwares for everyone to learn. But this is misinterpreted in the market by everyone and just for their business reasons. So people are not learning the right things, what they need to get into digital transformation. The civil engineers are forced to learn how to do the model, and they get back coming as a modelers, which is a work for an architect and a structure and MEP engineers to do. So these are some of the challenges which we are facing today in the market. The right skills are not there at the place for each of the sector professionals. With this, there's a lot of challenges in the mega contractors and design companies and consultants to deliver the project successfully. I think it's a time now to rethink, not just for this, especially I want to tell for the colleges, because what colleges are doing today is some tech vendor comes giving a free licenses for a students. You just bring them on board, something muft mein mil raha hai, just bought it on board, and something free, just you learn that, or you push the students to learn that. It's not helping students to get a proper jobs in the market, and they have to get the right education. For that, the colleges has to spend the right amount of money. This is not happening today. So some reworking has to be done in the college and institutions. It may be architecture, engineering, or any other institutions in the market today. BIM related initiatives today, if you see BIM related initiatives in the market, as I said, 50 forums from 40 countries. These are the ones. Each of the countries have their own forums. And we have strategic collaboration with 20 countries. It starts with Canada, US, Brazil, some of the European market regions, and Africa, UAE, Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand, Taiwan, Vietnam, many other countries. So we understand. Yesterday I was in Asia BIM collaboration meeting. What we were discussing about the kind of challenges and situations in those together countries, and we are making a roadmap for the Asia BIM way forward. This way we have a series of meetings to understand what's happening in different countries. So there's a lot of synergies that can be created among multiple regions for the services and things. For example, look at the situation like India is called as a BIM factory for providing the BIM services for the global market. Today, most of the countries from the past 2 decades take the BIM services from Indian companies. Number one, for example, to do the modeling in India, we pay hardly 200 to 300 rupees per hour for the modeling activity. It's the same activity. If I want to get it from the European or the US market, they have to pay 4,000 to 5,000 rupees per hour. So that way, the Indian manpower is misutilized. I mean, to be frank, I mean, they are not working on the right areas. They're just becoming a labor force. And I don't think that is the good way for growth for the country. So we have to avoid that kind of activities. Today, the civil engineers are hardly paid 18 to 20,000 rupees for working on the site. And today, most of the youngsters, including my nephew, he was joining the engineering this year. They don't want to get into civil and mechanical anymore. Many of the candidates are not choosing civil and mechanical industry today to join for education or for the jobs. Even if they get into the engineering for mechanical and civil, they want to look for other sector jobs. Why is this happening? Because of the low quality education we are providing to them. There's a lot of rework to be done from the complete sector today. And then only people can get a better jobs. Why most of the engineers today are going abroad for master education? They're spending, I was discussing with some of the students, they're spending 30 to 40 lakhs for 1 year education in UK and other countries. And they want to come back. Why is this happening? Why can't we give the same education in our country by spending a little bit more money to get them upgrade for the same? These are the challenges we really have. I don't want to speak the good things in the country. I want to speak all the bad things which is happening, which will help us to grow further. There's a lot of young population today. At least 40% of the students, 30 to 40% of the students who are finished their graduation, they want to go other country. They want to escape from India. And this is what the situations are. Number one, low salaries, not treated properly. Third, not getting a proper education in the country. We have to rethink on all these things. So this is about the education. Coming on to the education slide here, I did one survey way back in 2016. This is again 7 years old survey. 25 to 30 countries have BIM in their education for architecture, civil, mechanical, construction management, real estate, legal departments. All of them have BIM as a multidisciplinary courses in their countries. Most of the universities in these countries. Where are we in India? How many of our universities have the education on BIM? Even though they give education on BIM, they're saying, okay, learn Autodesk software, Bentley software, learn Revit, Navisworks. Finally, they end up working in Swiggy, Zomato, part-time, hunting for jobs. This is what is happening today. So a lot of people call us, since I'm part of the society, many people call us asking for their situations and the kind of situations they're facing. Rethinking by the leadership people who are attending the session has to happen. What's this next slide? Well, we speak a lot about BIM in the market today. It's maybe global market or local market. You speak to any company providing BIM, they say, oh, well, we do wonderful BIM. Number one, clients who are asking for it don't know. They're not matured fully because they don't know what to ask for and how to benefit from it. Second, the service providers who are delivering are, they know that the clients don't know. So they're just giving whatever they like to give, and it's not helping anyone, to be frank. And let me give you the maturity levels. It's very much important for clients to analyze what kind of partners we're bringing on board, what can they really deliver for us. Level 0 in a project means no BIM in a project. Level 1, BIM is only used for a design. There is no proper set standards. It's only whatever that company decides, that's a standard for them. And there is no collaboration between the people. Just model bana do, model Revit ka, nahi to kisi aur software ka model bana do. Oh, wonderful model, walk through, see left and right and think, oh, wonderful model. Just keep it in the pocket. Do nothing with it. This is level 1. Okay. Level 2, where people start using the model which has been developed by the design team. BIM is for design and construction. You have at least a common standard for the design and construction teams. Okay, they're using a common standard. They follow this common approach. And here, model is developed and model is also used for construction activities like time planning and monitoring, cost planning, monitoring, setting up the common data platform for everyone to access the data, doing the safety planning, quality planning, progress monitoring, procurement planning, logistic planning, formwork planning, multiple simulations, developing the digital twin for the handover for the client. All these things are happening in level 2. Level 3. Level 3 is to the next level, taking the model from the contractor, which is handed over, using it for operation and maintenance, where you have a asset IoT integration. Facility management is like a smart facility management. You have a digital asset. You are managing the complete asset using the digital asset. All IoT devices are integrated. All the data is updated into the portal. And you have a BIM skilled professional for design, construction, operations, and you have a common set of standards for everyone to follow. And you have a cloud-based applications for everyone to work. This is what level 3. Today, most of the projects are driven at level 1 alone. Level 2 is what clients are asking in India. Level 3 is something every tech vendor, policymaker, everyone has to work on building the capabilities. Just to give, this is all what I wanted to discuss at a market level. All the slides, what you see is at a macro level. Now I will come at a meso, which is at a company level. I'll just take an example of our company. Okay. So L&T, as you all know, it's a big conglomerate. And within that, L&T Construction is a big company itself, within which we have several independent companies like buildings and factories. These are departments: transportation infra, heavy civil, power transmissions, water treatments, metal MMH, geostructure, smart grid communications, renewable energy. We deal with projects locally and globally. And hundreds of projects are delivered, all mega scale and mid scale projects. And today, at least 40% of our projects are driven with BIM. And some of them are client mandates, some of them are internal mandates. For example, we deal with buildings and factories. When I say it deals with airports, data centers, commercial residential building, institutional buildings, healthcare. Most of these are driven with BIM already from the client requirements. Transportation infra, if you see you have the roadways, runways, railways, and metros to come in. Heavy civil deals with metros and many other heavy projects, power transmissions, distribution, substations. They're all, most of the projects are from the government, from the global clients. They're all with the BIM as a prerequisite for the substations and power transmissions. Water treatments, Indian clients are not asking much for BIM, but almost all projects what we do in L&T with water treatments are driven with BIM. MMH, most of the projects again from the global, they're all BIM requirement. Geostructure, they support the department, so they're like half BIM for now. Smart cities, smart word communication deal with smart cities delivery, renewable energy. They are working on these areas. So looking into the benefit, Okay, you may be coming from a client side or a design or a contractor or a consultant for operations or whatever department. Each of you have a benefit to deal with BIM. Only when a matured BIM has been implemented and a complete supply chain is organized and aligned with the digitalization. Until then, don't expect benefits from it. You only invest for BIM that time. So what is happening with BIM? If I see x-axis and y-axis here, x-axis you have design, construction, operation, and maintenance and demolition phases of the project. Y-axis you are speaking about the cost. Okay, and you see two curves here. The cost in the different phases when there is a BIM, that is a blue curve, and the cost in the project when there is no, it's a red curve. Okay. So in the design phase, you can see that there's a lot of savings in using without BIM. If you don't use BIM in design, it's so cheap. You just need to go with a traditional approach of doing the CAD drawings. A lot of issues. You're not coordinated the drawings very well. A lot of rework come on the site, and you are not spending much of pricing for software because many of them use pirated versions also. And CAD's license are not so expensive. CAD draftmans are also not expensive. Diploma candidates are skilled on that. They work for 15,000-20,000 rupees per month. So you're saving a lot of money in terms of hardware, software, and manpower. And also for hardware, you don't need a sophisticated workstations here. It need basic, whatever all the systems to do the CAD drawings. But when it comes to BIM in the design, you're investing on the software for BIM. You're investing on the hardware. Workstation, they're around 2 to 3 lakh rupees for each workstation. And manpower for BIM is not cheap. You have to pay well because they're doing for you save money in later stages. So these three are expensive. So that's where you see the red curve cost is less than blue curve. Okay, well, coming to construction phase. Construction phase, you can easily see 10% of benefits by bringing in BIM. This is because you can do the time predictions, you can do the cost predictions, you can do the cash flow analysis, you can do the safety analysis, you can reduce the risk, you can do the procurement planning, you can do the logistic planning, you can use it for coordinating with the clients, you can reduce the RFIs on the site. So that's where you can realize this 10% of capex. And then during the handover, for some time with BIM is a little bit expensive because it's like handover phase, 2 to 3 years of your handover, where you are integrating with your facility management systems, all these things. So you're investing again on software, hardware, and manpower here. And during the operation complete life cycle, you can again save 10% of your operational cost. Imagine 5 decades or 6 decades, whatever. That is because you have all the data in place. You don't need to search for the data. You don't need to contact your previous contractors or design or someone else. And you don't need to waste your time in capturing the data and things and warranty cards and other things. All these things are in place. So that's where you can save this 10% of OPEX. Today, India has only manpower skilled for BIM and digital for design. You want to prepare a BIM model, people will line up. Tomorrow you want 500 people, I will send you right away to your office for doing the modeling work. But I will ask for the construction work. I want someone to use the drones for the site activity. I want someone to use the laser scanners and generate the point clouds. I want someone to use the augmented reality devices, HoloLens, and all these things for progress monitoring. I want someone to set up the CD and help the client and all the people in RFIs and do the logistic planning, do the procurement planning. Not even a single person I find in the market today in the Indian sector. Everyone are just on the design and they're hunting for jobs. This is the major challenge we have. So construction skilled manpower has to be upgraded. This is the most missing thing. I don't know, most of the people who are saying we're upgrading, we're doing this, that. I don't see that really. Mainly first they have to upgrade, then they have to upgrade others. Just by marketing will not help. Then coming into the operations, there are no teams with the facility management companies who can link the IoT devices, and use it for operations. You can reduce the 50% manpower for the facility management by just bringing the asset wing. First of all, we have to focus on the construction skills, then comes into the operation skills. If we fix these two, I think we are delivering the digital project for the clients and we can Realize this returns. Without this, okay, don't expect BIM benefits. If you don't want to do these two, don't go with BIM at all and waste your time and efforts. What is the benefits of BIM? You can do the time savings, you can do the material savings, cost savings, health and safety improvements of your workers, reduce the risk on site, improve the asset utilization quality, reputation of your organization. Again, you may ask me, Amar, is this only in the terms you're speaking? No, you bring your projects with me and I will calculations of how much saving can be done with BIM. We have the formulas for calculating each of these things in different life cycle stages. So at an organization level, what is required? Today, clients are mandating globally, BIM is required. Local clients are asking for it. What is required at an organization? A transformation strategy has to be put in place. What is this? A roadmap for an organization to transform. Understand the current pain points, look into the way forward journey, develop the roadmaps, which aligns with your leadership vision mission, set up the quarterly initiatives, choose the right set of technologies, equipments, and manpower, do the skill building, do the man partnerships, and make sure you're able to be on the in the front line in the market for supporting your clients. This is something which has to be done in a big way. And if you don't do this, you end up wasting your money, efforts, and time, everything. Next one, to do implementation in any organization, what is important? You have to have a right IT infrastructure. Without having IT infrastructure, when I say IT infrastructure, it may be a space, it may be a workstations, investments for drones, scanners, VR devices, any IoT equipments or construction automation equipment, all of these. It's an investment for the developments. I don't know how many of the companies are investing all of this. Process and guidelines. A proper standard SOPs are expected for a standard approach of delivering the projects. People are there, the communication platforms are not properly well organized in any companies for now. Many people use different platforms and the data keeps missing when you have a different platforms for coordinations about the projects. Data and information are very critical because it's a very dynamic data and it has to be properly sorted out for usage for the next supply chain team. BIM technologies. It's not one software, two software. There are 200 to 300 softwares in the market today. The softwares which are zero cost, the softwares which are just 1,000 to 2,000 rupees per month cost, the softwares which would cost 5 to 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs per year license. There are softwares for all the categories. Don't say BIM is expensive. Okay, BIM is not expensive. The way you look at BIM is expensive. So looking into BIM technologies, just a small slide for you to understand, okay, there are multiple vendors providing the BIM software. You have to explore, you have to set the strategies for your company. Then only you know how much money savings you can do. Today, without setting a strategy, you would have purchased, probably you need some 100 licenses for some project. So for your organization, you're spending unnecessarily 1 crore to 2 crore on a software. The same you can finish off in 5 lakh rupees. This is becoming because you are not investing on planning the things. This is the thing which is we are missing in the companies today. When I say you, means I mean we are all okay. Don't take it personal. Open BIM. What is happening here is when I say BIM, you develop a model. Someone has to use the model for planning. Someone has to use the same model for cost planning. Someone has to use it for procurement. What is happening with market is there is a closed BIM technologies and open BIM technologies. When I say closed BIM technologies, when I use some software for modeling from one vendor, I cannot use the deliverable model for another vendor as an import. You cannot import it, you will have data loss. That means the vendor is making you only follow that tech vendor so that you don't, he doesn't lose a business. Yes. Okay. So open BIM means the technologies are open for collaboration. So look for open BIM softwares for you to have a seamless integration in the projects. Don't get into the closed BIM technologies. Data and information, there's a lot of data that's get generated during the project life cycle, and that has to be properly sorted out during the life cycle. And BIM plays a major role for doing this. People and communication. Well, we have a lot of people in each of these companies. Each of them has something to do with BIM. Some people may think, okay, I speak to some HR, they say, oh, well, BIM is nothing for me. I have what I have to learn in it. Well, someone, if I speak to safety team, they say, huh, what is that BIM for me? It's a modeling team, they will do. And some companies say, no, BIM is something we will subcontract, they will do, we will give it to client. This is not something like that. It's a transformation internally to be driven in each of the companies. No matter you are a contractor or a design or a client or a consultant. If a client is not mature by having his strategies in place, client is the loser because he's not able to realize that OPEX returns. If a contractor is not able to have a right set of team internally, is the one losing out that 10% of capex. So these are situations. It's not something that can be subcontracted. It's something internal change that has to be bought in the company. And imagine at a contractor level, for example, in our company, we have this kind of departments in each of these companies, like sectors I showed you. We have a design team, tendering and contract, safety and quality, planning and QS, procurement and supply chain, project execution, form work. For us, BIM is for all these departments. We're upgrading each of the departments on those respective skills for them. Integrated project delivery is something which is very important. Today, what's happening in the projects is first client come, then architectural consultant team come, they coordinate, they plan out what has to be done later also without knowing what has to be done. Then comes a structure and MEP people. They think what to be done for construction without inviting contractors and subcontractors. Then contractors and subcontractors build something without knowing how the operation team can use it. This is a major problem we are facing. IPD is a procurement method which is going to answer this. Everyone are involved from the day one, and everyone should be digitally transformed. It has to set up a collaboration mechanism and a lot of things to go ahead. Most of the global clients are putting in IPD as a procurement method for the projects. It's not L1 contract. It's about having the right project delivered in the right way. That's what coming up in the global market today. Skill development is very much important today. It's when I say BIM, it's not a BIM term, it's about digitalization. Okay. So skill development is a very important area. A lot of skill development has to be done starting from academia. Second, academia, when I say it starts with professors, faculties, and also the students. And coming to the industry, it's also for the working professionals, and later for the clients, ministries, everyone. Skill development is very important if we have to go and benefit these benefits. If not, you will be not able to access the data what you have lost decades ago. And in terms of BIM jobs, I mean, this may be interesting for some of the students who are attending the session today. It's not always that you have to learn one or two softwares and get into the jobs. That kind of jobs, we call it as the technical jobs. You learn some software on BIM and you are able to use some equipments like drones, scanners, theodolite stations, AR, VR devices, you're able to work on the IoT integration. These kind of things is a technical role. Managerial is something like a design, construction, facility, project managers who has to manage the BIM projects and deliverables and align the teams and standards as per that. Strategic is something leadership teams which can help companies in transformation, look what's happening globally, set up the strategic roadmap for the company, align the teams, make the right partnerships, select the right technologies, equipments, put in the budgets for the transformation, drive the company towards the transformation journey. So jobs are all these areas. Today, if I say the salary-wise, technical salaries are X, managerial are 1.5 to 2X, strategic is 5 to 10X. So you decide where you want to go in this area. So looking into the market, this slide, I was just scrolling through LinkedIn. I found this slide today. This is a kind of income, monthly income for employees in the Indian market. I'm not speaking about construction sector, speaking of the overall market. Up to 90% of the population in India earn around 25,000 per month. Okay. Only the 10% of Indian population in India earn about 25,000 and up to 3 to 4 lakh rupee. Okay. And why are we like this here in the country today? And India is building more of IT professionals to support the services in the global market, not able to support the services which is for managerial leadership within the country. And that's where we are missing. Most of the skilled manpower is moving out of the country. And a lot of things has to be addressed. Even I have a question in front of me. Most of the youngsters will have this question. And elderly people have to answer this. What is the way forward for this? People sitting in the leadership roles. And for the BIM, it's about menu card. Like you go to a hotel, you have a client coming asking for different food, cuisines from your menu card. So the same way in BIM, client has to decide what he need in BIM. Does he need only a model? Does he need it to do it GS integration? Does he need time planning to be done, cost planning to be done? Does he need a digital twin for it? Does he need a prefabrication to be linked with the BIM? No, he has to define what he need in BIM. BIM can benefit roughly 70 areas, and that's where you can realize the benefits. That has been listed here, design and construction phase. Next slide, you can see for the construction and operation phases. So to enable all these things, a strategy is in place is essential. IT infrastructure, like having the equipment, workstations, or laptops, iPads, mobile devices, using the drones, laser scanners, cyber dogs for the quality control, using the iPads for augmented reality, using this kind of BIM rooms for better experience for the clients and coordination meetings, and using this kind of indoor scanners for indoor data capture and using it for further measurements and revisions of interiors, and looking into smart construction devices, including the smart helmets and exoskeletons for increasing the efficiency of the manpower, using the construction automation devices like this. And all of these things to happen, we need a project team to be fully efficient. I'm coming more at a project level now, which is a micro level. What is this project level? Today, project is a temporary endeavor. It's not the same team always for all projects, right? So different companies and teams come together for each project, which is lasting for 6 months to 5 years to 10 years, depending on the size of the project. So when you say at a project level, it's very much important to understand what other organization in the project and the party is delivering to the next party in the supply chain. And proper collaboration, coordination, and communication among these participants are essential. And which is really missing at a project level. The number one, people don't trust each other because they're from different organizations. Even if they're from the same organization, they don't trust and share the data. People have challenges in terms of the way the collaboration has to happen. Things are not properly defined in the contracts. People feel that's their own data. These are the challenges need to be properly addressed to have the digitalization to happen. I'm just showing you some of the example projects which within our company would have done. Statue of Unity is done with BIM, which is iconic project. This from buildings and factories. Most of the airports like Bangalore Airport, Delhi, Mumbai extension, Chennai Airport, Noida, which is coming up. All of these are driven with BIM as a prerequisite from the client side. This from heavy civil infrastructure. Most of the metros, what you see today from Bangalore, Delhi, Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad, all these areas are driven with Nagpur Metro, all driven with BIM. And also for other kind of projects, it can be ports and harbors, special bridges, nuclear, hydel and tunnel, all these kind of projects. Also for metros, as I showed you. And there are some open BIM solutions which are very affordable. Today, you want to go with something which is, today you don't want to work in a company. You want to be a freelancer or a consultant. There are softwares which you can afford. You just need to pay 1,000 rupees per month. You can use it, and you don't want for the next month. You can close it. Today, major challenge for most of the BIM professionals is when you learn a software which is expensive. Like imagine you are learning a software which is 5 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees. Obviously, you cannot become a consultant. You need to become a labor for some company. And obviously, you're not going to make a big money. You will become one of the employees. And if you want to have a startup and able to give affordable solutions for the clients, you have to look for affordable softwares, affordable way of working. So for that, you have to look for open BIM solutions and these kind of things. I have some short videos for you. This is for historical facility from Italy. They have done the laser scanning and developed the virtual model for the same. It's in Basilica. we have a very short time, I believe. Maybe I will just walk through very quickly on these these videos. For example, you want to restore the facilities. You have to have this digital model with you so that you can restore the facilities as it is, as per the scale. And laser scanning and BIM helps this in a big way. This is for the this is for one of the city in Italy. They have developed a digital twin for public clients for a complete infrastructure of that client. This has a GIS model and a BIM model, both of them integrated, and also the IoT sensors and data is integrated, so that the client should no need to go for a 2D platforms that are looking for the IoT data. They can directly walk through these models of the city level and then click on any devices and get the IoT data and looking for whatever the situations, including the cameras. You have the security cameras on the national highways, for example, or the any of these data. You can click on those cameras and you can move the positions and you can see the real video. And any data in terms of the way that it has been planned, designed, constructed, and operated, all the data will be on the model. It's a information-rich model. So this is the level of smart city planning which is happening in the global market today. There is a situation where people are doing the city clone. They're saying city cloning, which is happening in some of the countries, including China and other regions. They do the complete scan of the city and convert to the digital assets like this, and they put it on the GIS map and use it as a digital asset for the management. This for a railway client. They have the digital asset for them. This is for IoT. Today we hear Internet of Things as a big way, but IoT data is still on a 2D platform. Now, this is the trend where BIM models are integrated with IoT devices. So you don't need to go to the 2D platforms and again to the BIM model for some other data. Everything is on one model, what has been built on the site. So you click on each of the elements in that model. Like you can see the security webcams, or you just see the dashboard on the right side. You can see the carbon dioxide emission data in each of the spaces. You click on each space and you get the carbon dioxide emission data. You know the electrical cabinets and that information, the kind of energy utilization. And this is for photovoltaic plants project, like solar plants. So you can know from the model itself, you can click on each of the solar plants and know how much of kilowatt hour energy has been generated from each of these panels. Sitting in one place, you don't need to go to that places or use 2D platforms where you cannot see which solar plant, which location. And this is for wind turbines, which is again linked with IoT device. You can see how much of kilowatt hour energy has been generated. Like this again for electrical cabinets. And again, this is for security cameras. If you look in this space, you can click on the security cameras and look in for different spaces there. You don't need to open your mobile device to walk through the camera. You have thousands of cameras with commercial spaces. So on each camera is a model and you can get the video of that region. And this is for windows, locking the doors, everything can be automated through the BIM. And this is for this carbon dioxide emissions levels. You can get to know what is the level of carbon dioxide emission in each of these regions. Okay, you have activities that can be done with BIM. To see what is this video. So this is a session I wanted to discuss. I have taken 1 hour 10 minutes. Probably we can have another 20-30 minutes discussion because it's not about just me speaking. There's maybe a lot of queries from your side, and you may want to discuss something more. I'm open for that. Thank you for listening to me with patience for almost 1 hour.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Amarnath. You have given a clear picture about the BIM requirements, and also you have shared the advantages also. Now I will request the participants to interact with the speaker, because he has shared all the advantages and what is the next the coming era. This is the only you can say the facility you can take over to improve your professionals and integration, all these things. Now I request the participants to interact with Dr. Amarnath. So you are rightly mentioned, even though I am in academics of so many years, so the syllabus has not revised what is the industry required. Always we think that there is a gap between industry and academia. Hello, I am audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible for me.
Yeah.
I think there is someone
at least
else.
Recently, some of the top universities and autonomous institutions are collaborated with the leading institution. Even when I was working with Nagarjuna, I have referred my syllabus to L&T officials, just their feedback, all those
Thank
things.
you,
But,
Dr. Amarnath. I was also listening, one of the participants, and listening your entire presentation. It was very nice, and I attended your earlier presentation also, and it was quite different and informative. A lot of new things I have gained from this program. And even from CMT, 30 students, 30 plus students attended through the video link,
YouTube.
Yeah. And hope this was very much useful for all the students, all our civil engineers who are getting into the industry. And it was very much informative. Thanks, Dr. Venkatesh Babu, for sharing the links to us.
See, actually now you are the participants who have to make use of this technology and also the application of a BIM to come up in your profession also, because it may be need of the hour in future. And Amarnath has given clearly the picture about what are the various levels are there and how to equip levels. And definitely we will, as an academicians, will try to include in the syllabus also, because I am there in the board of studies for few colleges. Definitely I will collect the syllabus of the BIM. And already in NCET with third semester, we have put a building information modeling lab also. But it is a level 1.
Yeah, what people are doing, sir, they're putting into elective.
Yeah.
So putting it as an elective doesn't make sense. It's a mandatory course. Whichever is elective, they're putting as a mandatory.
Yes, sir. I do agree. So, because it should be a core subject. It may be in terms of lab or theory. Then only we can educate properly. I do agree. All your points are rightly taken by us, because you have clearly mentioned what are the lacunas are there in academia. That is one of the reasons why we are seeing the admissions are not there for civil mechanical. Definitely, we have to update our syllabus and see the students should get benefit and sure they should be marketable. I will agree all your points, sir. There is no second thought in that.
Sir, it's not just about academy, it's also about industry to upgrade, academy to upgrade.
Yeah. Industry also must come forward to help the students with respect to internship and projects. Then only there is a good interaction will takes place. Recently, AICT has made a compulsory association should be formed, industry, institute, academia. Then only the things will go in a better way, because we have to become superpowers in future. Without this technology, we cannot come up in any construction industry, sir. Yeah. Construction is a need of the hour, because they are thinking civil engineering means only site work. See, after this your talk, we know that what is the depth of knowledge required for civil engineers to come up and to compete with the digital transformation strategies or applications. That is well presented, sir. I should thankful to you for spending your valuable time. You are very busy. I know at L&T a lot of assignments will be there. If any questions are there, because now it is an interaction session. Otherwise, sir will share some more
I think topics. One person, Namrata, raised her hand.
Yeah, Namrata, please go ahead. Namrata?
Sir, hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, I need to know whether BIM requires an investment for the software. Is it the disadvantage or an advantage, sir?
For students, for learning, there is no need to invest for BIM softwares.
Okay,
For
sir. For
learning
build
softwares, yeah. For students, you don't need to get paid licenses. It's all free licenses. Everyone give free education licenses. But
yes, sir.
for teaching that and learning and for hardware, you have to invest.
Okay, sir.
Please introduce the participants before asking the questions. It's only a request from my side. Any other questions? Arpita? Arpita? Hello?
Audible, sir?
Yeah, you are
Yes,
audible.
you're
Please go
audible.
ahead. You introduce yourself.
Sir, this is Arpita. I'm working as assistant engineer in PWD.
Yeah, Arpita.
Hello.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, this is it's nice to meet you, sir. It's a wonderful session. But
Thank
sir,
you.
my concern is that nowadays, I don't think the students or any other engineers are well prepared to work in this BIM software right now.
I mean, when I say BIM, please don't get into software. That's number one request I will have with you.
No,
Just learn the overall ecosystem, then get into the software learning.
Yes,
so
sir, but
modeling is something which is not to be done by a civil engineer. Are you a civil engineer?
Yes, I'm a civil engineer, but I'm not talking about only the building modeling, overall, the project information, everything. But a single person, is there any company in Bangalore who deals with all their project using this BIM software, overall, all the major projects?
All integration with respect to design, analysis, construction, maintenance.
Yeah.
What she's asking.
Like L&T, Hutkins, any other construction company who...
No, when it comes to complete life cycle, it's not one player who is delivering the project. A design company does their work, contractor does his work, consultant do their work. So you should only measure at a project level, like which project which has a complete life cycle BIM integration. Because when, for example, as a contractor, we don't get into operations. So how will I say that we are good at operations? A design company like they don't get into construction. So how will they claim that they can do digital construction? So it's a combination of these which has to be partnered to deliver them.
Yes, when we explain learn BIM, they will say which field they have to go, which field they have to concentrate. It's very difficult for students. Like when they get a job opportunity in some companies, obviously in our curriculum, we don't have a BIM software. Any BIM, we don't teach students regarding anything on BIM.
Yeah, that's what I said. First, faculty has to be trained. That's the reason. First, faculty should be there in the universities who can teach BIM.
They will basically ask us.
Yeah, that's what. Either faculty should upgrade, or you need to hire new people. Or you need to hire new people. If you don't hire nor you upgrade, then obviously students will be upgraded than you. Then they'll have too many questions for you. And before, it was a situation where students listen to teachers and then learn from that. Today's situation is students will never listen to teachers. They'll only look for online portals. So they will be always upgraded than us because we are teaching only one subject. They're learning more than one subject at a time.
True.
So they will have more queries to come in. So the only way is whatever the new technologies or new areas are coming, we had to upgrade our faculties, or we have to bring in a new people also along with that, or have the proper industry engagements or consulting companies to support. All these are important. And having the education framework for the upgradation, for example, since I'm part of Symbiosis, Vellore Institute, and some of the other board of studies, we were discussing about how to upgrade the subjects. Vellore Institute has recently launched construction management program. I was giving key topics for each of the subject to include. It's not like BIM as a separate subject. Each of the subjects, what they have, need 1 or 2 chapters on BIM with respect to that area, which is missing today. So what people are doing is to escape this process, to upgrade themselves. They're either putting BIM as an elective course and putting in as a fundamental course, or collaborating with some tech vendor because some software is coming for free, something they will teach. This is what the situations are happening. The first thing education institutes have to do, education institute first need to think they have to be ready to spend money for training their students as how students pay money for getting trained, which is not happening, practically speaking.
ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರು ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಏನೋ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ.
No, she's here.
Yeah, I'm here, sir. This session is wonderful, sir. All the information you've given, it's very useful.
Thank you. Anyhow, my number I have given. Anyone want to connect, welcome. Probably
Yes, sir. Any information if we needed regarding the BIM, I feel very intellectual. This session is very good. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for all the information.
Thank you, Arpita.
Any other participants?
Yeah. So you can note down my WhatsApp number. It's here. Anyone want to just check? There's one person who raised the hand. Lalit.
Lalit, please go ahead.
Hello, good evening, sir. My name is Lahit Kaushik, sir.
Introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. My name is Lahit Kaushik, sir. I'm presently working in Kalpataru Power Transmission.
Yes, Lalit.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yes, Lalit. Go ahead.
Not in education system, sir, but company can afford to the particular staff to train, no, sir.
Yeah, companies are doing. Few companies are, for example, our company. We have an academy company. Every day there's a training for 20 to 30 professionals in the company. I think if I take 3 years data, it has been more than 4,000 participations, 4 to 5,000 participation in the company. And some companies don't want to spend money on training. They will look for candidates who are already upgraded. So what they do is easy way, you get the person already upgraded. Why should I spend time and efforts on that people? And another smartness with the candidates is I get upgraded. I will take the certificate post somewhere and I will run away to some other company. No, everyone is smart. So that's what I said. Everything is, people are smart, but the ecosystem has not become smart. The companies face a challenge to upgrade people one side because they feel not safer because people will run away from the companies. That's one challenge. And also they like to find people who are already upgraded. First of all, why the education institutions are there? They are to provide the skilled manpower for the companies to deploy. If they are not doing their work, why will the companies open their own institutes again and train people? Does it look meaningful for anyone? I don't see that.
Yes.
You have anything to share, sir? Any other thing to share with the participants?
No, sir. I like to discuss rather than sharing something.
Yeah, because this is a new area and many are yet to equip. Therefore, we have planned this one program, online upskilling program for all the engineers.
Sir, frankly speaking, to add on to this, a construction manager in India or a manager with BIM manager including, all this people are paid only 10 to 20 lakhs. The same person with a BIM upgradation in the Asian market alone don't need to go to big countries, just in Asia, which is within a day travel engineering. They're paying 80 lakhs to 1 crore rupees per annum. And people here sitting and saying we don't have job. There are multiple jobs in each of the companies today, but they don't get the required skilled manpower here. I think this has to be reworked.
Lot of scope is there. If your career planning has to do by the youngsters and you want to launch very good careers in construction industry, without BIM, I think there is no future because a lot of jobs are there were mentioned in.
So today it's BIM, tomorrow there is something else. The only thing what I want to say is keep updated every time. If you don't update, it's like an iPhone. I don't want old version of iPhone now. I only want the latest one. The same way people will rethink on upgrading. So we have to be upgraded if you want to survive in the market. That's it. I'm not speaking only about BIM. It's about trends, current trends upgraded.
Sir, Director, sir, you want to say anything, sir? Hello? Director, sir?
It's really wonderful session.
Sir, actually, I just introduced I'm a Director of Cornic and Skill Development Center is listening you, sir. Just I want to Please go ahead, sir.
Hello. Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
Yeah.
I'm Srinivas Kulkarni, Director, Moksha Master's Trainers Training Center.
Yes,
I was
sir.
Director
Nice
Cornic. I was Director Cornic. Now I am not there.
Okay.
So I've been transferred from Housing Department. Now I am holding full charge of this Moksha Master's Trainers Training Center. It's a really wonderful session.
Nice to
Thank you.
Yes, nice to reconnect with you. I've not seen everyone, but just know the names now. Probably we meet sometime somewhere.
So whenever you are visiting Bangalore, please let me know, sir. We will have an offline full day.
Yes.
Good interaction takes place along with associations, and we can have a big gathering. Not only the skill center, even all construction industry can benefit your ideas and how we can equip all these things. And I'll thank you on behalf of our director and myself, on behalf of the participants, for spending your valuable time with us and sharing a very highly informative topics or points with respect to BIM, especially digital transportation strategies. Please go ahead, sir. Please
especially there are candidates, I don't know why they don't want to just speak. If you have any discussions, please feel free to unmute your mic and discuss. It's nothing formal.
Yeah.
Just go with your queries. There is no query which is simple. You know. Everything has its
Sarath
value
Kumar,
because it's a query.
Sarath, any queries? So any queries are there?
No.
If you just read yourself, because they are hesitant to do.
Okay, okay.
Just call name and just sir will answer the queries.
There is text on the chat box.
Yeah. Just check that.
So there is one person, Parvat Raj, asking, sir, can you suggest some of the open BIM softwares? As I showed you one like ACA, what you saw, it's from Italy, from a Nordic region. Most of the developed countries are not going with most expensive softwares. They go with such an updated ones. ACA is one of the software vendor. Bexel is another vendor. And you have another 3-4 vendors which are available in the market, which are all open BIM solutions. You have Suhail Khan. His question is how to make a good career in BIM. What are the major skills we should learn now? Suhail, it again depends on what is your background, or your civil, architect, mechanical, or some other background, and what are you heading towards. The skills can be suggested only on those lines. So you are welcome to connect with me on WhatsApp. I will be, let me understand from you and then guide you on that. Then we have Arpita, I think I spoke to her. Again, Suhail, same question. That's what I can see here. Suhail saying is a civil engineer. Suhail, the thing what you have to do is forget about developing a model. How to use the model, become a capable civil engineer. If you go back how to develop a model, you will never become a civil engineer. This is one important thing I can tell, but you can connect with other guidance. Any other questions from the team?
Sarath Kumar?
At present, there is no question, sir.
You have any questions? Because he is a GIS expert, sir, actually. GPS and GIS expert. You mentioned the levels of this BIM, and you can ask some few any queries.
It's quite interesting, sir, because they are integrating GIS with this. It's
Yeah. Both are like family. Without each of them, things won't move digital way.
Yes, sir.
GIS is more of digitalization at a city level. BIM is more of a digitalization at a different buildings and facilities level.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So both when come together, only you form a smart cities.
Yeah. Even IoTs also.
So we have to be hand in hand. Yeah. So Parvat Raj is asking, can you arrange workshop? Parvat Raj, there are several courses and workshops organized. Just connect with me. I will keep sharing you the details. And anyone who want to attend other workshops and things, who are looking for getting upskilled, please text me. I will give you the ones which are very much likely for you to get to that. Don't get into everything is not safe for everyone. You need a different skills based on your roles and your background. So okay,
Thank you,
some
sir.
people joining you now the session.
They're all in YouTube, I think.
Okay. Anyone else has any query?
If you don't have queries, we want to conclude the session. I hope no queries are there, sir. Definitely, we wish to interact offline also. Whenever you are visiting Bangalore, please let us know. And because this is an ongoing program, another 2 cycles are there. the next cycle offline, we wish to have you at skill center to interact more with the participants. And also on behalf of, tell me, sir, please. Hello.
No,
Yeah.
my pleasure.
Okay. So I will thank you once again, sir, for your presence and participation and sharing very highly informative information on BIM. And also I'll thank Director Srinivasrao Kulkarni, sir, for joining this session. And also Engineer Ashok is the CEO of the CMTI. Thank you, Ashok, for your support and sharing all the information. Sir. Yeah. And also I'll thank all the coordinators, organizers who are all behind this online program. Thank you once again to all of you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for all the audience and the organizers. Nice evening. See you again sometime.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And also I request all the participants to fill the feedback forms we have shared just now. Fill the forms for the certification and attendance. Sanath?
Sir, only 13 have given now at present.
No, actually what happened, some outsiders are there, only our participants are 18. I am looking from them at least 18 feedbacks. Okay. So we extended to a few colleges to get the benefit of the speaker.
Yes.
Thank you once again, Sanath, for your cooperation and support.
Okay.
I think tomorrow we have Dr. Malti, madam, is going to address digital construction.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We can close the session. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Anybody? So Surendra Patil, you want to discuss anything? Yeah. So tomorrow, sir. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
Sorry, sir. Feedback. I was filling up the feedback. Okay. It was very good, sir. Informative and innovative also. Okay.
No, these are the upskilling programs you have to learn. Yes, we will share YouTube lectures also at the end. Because try to improve on this for improving your skills also for better placement, better recognition in the society. Because you people has to go a long way career, no?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
It was very good, sir, Dr. Amarnath. Thank you for your session.
And please inform all your colleagues also, your project directors to join.
Yes, sir. Morning, sir, you'll share the link in the morning now. Immediately, I'll share to my official group. And I request everybody.
Because there are two more topics on digital construction and drone survey. The two important topics. And also, I'm happy to share that Professor R. Krishnamurthy from Singapore agreed to give lecture on construction safety. Is the authority for safety. Is online. Is ready to share his expertise and information on construction safety. Just small changes is their program. Thursday we have tentatively planned.
Sure, sir. We'll attend.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Any other queries from Karnik engineers? Please share for phase 3 what are the lectures we have to include, because you send personally to me by WhatsApp what are the various topics can be included in third phase offline. Clear? Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. We'll wind up, madam.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. The session was most valuable. Thanks for sharing the more information.